So another thing, I guess Molly did an interview with I can't even say this straight faced. This channel that has like 18 followers basically, and I'm not going to give them any credit because it's pathetic. They have legit said some of the most insane things and tried to back it up with proof, and it this person is so fucking triggered over my existence, just triggered. And her bestie was so triggered that I complimented some of the creators in this drama community and said that they've done good things, like completely over the top triggered. I trigger them from existence. So Molly, Molly did an interview with this person, which we'll review it at some point in time. But trust me, you didn't miss anything. I've heard the the highlight reel, and woo, let's just say that.
You know, for someone who thinks so little of this tiny channel and who claims to not be triggered at all by this tiny channel's interview, you sure seemed awfully worried when you talked about it on your stream several times now, and also sent your moderators, among other people, all over to this live stream chat to bombard it with all kinds of shit. Like, for some ridiculously small channel in this ridiculous interview, you sure seem to want to have to want to interrupt it somehow, throw it off the rails, whatever you want to call it. That sure doesn't sound like the behavior or the actions of someone who is not triggered. And you want to point out that other people here on YouTube are triggered by the things you and yours have done? Well, yeah, of course we're triggered. When we see people telling bullshit and also trying to blame other people for the bullshit they're doing, or at least trying to blame other people for bullshit that they're not doing, that tends to trigger a lot of people, myself included. I'll admit that. And also, too, like, it's the hypocrisy of it. Like, that is like what's most triggering, I think, for me. But also, I mean, yeah, let's face it, it is pretty hypocritical when you attack these channels for monetizing this kind of shit that you call it or whatever, when actually it's monetizing their efforts and the things that they're talking about and them talking about it and creating a community in which for people to talk about. That's what they're monetizing. But I digress. You want to sit there and criticize people for monetizing that shit, then you turn right around and you monetize your channel and you monetize all the shit that you're doing, talking about the shit. It's the hypocrisy for me. You bet your ass I find that trigger. Like, who doesn't? Who wouldn't? Like, I'm sorry, you don't? I think it's pretty obvious. You find a lot of things triggering because here we fucking are, right? But also, it's not even just that. It's the blatant lies for me that trigger me. And I imagine a lot of other people. When you start lying about people, trying to get them arrested and shit, like, that's going real life there, Becky. I mean, there's nothing more dangerous, really, than a person who's doing bad things and they feel or they believe that they're doing a place of righteousness, which you're not. And in fact, I would even say that in a lot of ways, you're much worse than any of the people you've ever complained about here, because this isn't about the cause. This isn't about the victim. This is about your ego. So, yeah, I'm triggered. But I don't think anyone could really blame me now, could they?